Hey, what's up guys, Spaztic Gamer here, and today I'm going to be showing you my budget rig, as well as some of the hardware and stuff in it. So, the first thing I did is I started off with a good case and power supply. What you're looking at there is you're looking at the Rosewill Future case, and I'll go more in depth on it later on in the video, but it's a really nice case. It's got 4 fans. You can have up to 6, so it has pretty big for a mid-tower. It's a decent case. It's not the best quality material, but it definitely gets the job done for the price. So anyway, the first thing I started off with was a Corsair TX650 power supply. This is an Enthusiast Series power supply, 650 watts, 53 amps on the 12-volt rail. 2 PCI Express 6 or 8 pin connections for bigger video cards. You could probably run Crossfire with the video cards, like the lower end, like 5750s that only need 1 power connection. If you have any cards that need 2 power connections, this is not the power supply. Or if you plan on crossfiring 2 cards that need 2 power adapters each, this is not the power supply. You might want to go for the TX750. Anyway, it's a very good power supply. I read a lot of reviews online about it. It's very efficient. It's 80+ certified. So it's definitely great for the $80 I paid for it. Corsair is highly known for their power supplies and their support. It also has a 5-year warranty, so that's really great. The motherboard I decided was a 970 Extreme motherboard from Asrock. If you watched my last rig video, you noticed that I went with Asrock for my first motherboard. Asrock isn't the best brand for motherboards, but for the price, you get a lot of features with this board. You get 8-core support, you get crossfire support, you get 7.1 audio, you get USB 3. It's a socket AM3 Plus, so I can actually run FX chips in this if I wanted. It can run up to 2100 DDR3. It can run, I believe, up to 32 gigs of that, or maybe even 64. And it has some other nice features in the back. It has a special BIOS that's more user-friendly than other ones. It's a little bit easier to overclock because it actually supports overclocking. It's meant to. So there's really nothing wrong with this motherboard. I would actually recommend it. I paired that motherboard up with a AMD Phenom IIx6 6-core processor. This is the X6 1055T. This is a pretty standard 6-core processor with 2.8 gigahertz or 3.3 gigahertz turbocharged. And turbocharging is pretty much when if you're using less than 4 cores, it's going to up your clock speed to 3.3 gigahertz. If you're using more than that, it downclocks itself to 2.8. Now, of course, you can always overclock or set your own voltages and clock speeds for your CPU.
Dominic, get up real quick.
What the fuck? Alright guys, sorry about that jump cut there, but I had to go do something. But like I said, this is the AMD Phenom 2 processor, 2.8 gigahertz, 3.3 gigahertz. I used a dual-channel PNY 8 gigabyte kit. This is 2 4-gig sticks, dual-channel DDR3, 1600 megahertz, overclockable. It gets the job done. Anyway, the final piece of the build I'm going to show you right here is the HD 6870 1GB video card. It's 3D monitor support, 3D gaming ready. Needs 2 PCI Express 6-pin adapters. You can run Crossfire, of course. Has all the features such as pure video. You can run iFinity, all that kind of good stuff that you would expect from a video card that's modern. It averages out, it's a step above the 5770. It's more of a 5830 in performance in some benchmarks. It actually beats it out though by a slight margin in other things because of the engineering technique that they use for the 6 series, and they're more efficient than the 5 series. So it's a decent video card. Anyway, you can see my case now, I guess. You have the top. This is an exhaust on the top here. You have an exhaust in the back. I don't know if you can see that. You have two 120mm intake fans. They glow blue LEDs. This whole assembly comes off because in the front there is dust filters. The inside of my case now, let me grab a flashlight. As you can see, we have my Western Digital 500GB caviar 7200 RPM hard drive. You have the TX650 power supply. You have the 8 gigs, as well as the Phenom IIx6 underneath the stock heatsink. And you have the Radeon 6870 with 2 PCI Express power connections. The cabling in this computer, I didn't do such a perfect job with. A lot of the cables are really thick, and cable management was a little difficult, so as you can see, I kind of had to like stuff some cables in some empty bays in areas. I don't know if you can see that at all, but it hasn't been getting too hot at all. I mean, it's doing pretty alright. You can see my keyboard's a Lacosa, my mouse is a Razer Death Adder, and I use a 19-inch 1440 by 900 resolution monitor. So, thanks for watching.